What's up, everybody? Today we're gonna talk about a build I came up with in the beta when it comes to Necro. I'm a huge fan of melee builds, so this is a Melee Necromancer, shadow damage, especially, no summons. And I gotta say, I'm pretty surprised. I would say it works pretty well. I don't really have much belief in this, the while leveling, because it seemed pretty rough, but not bad at all. I did, not sure if it will run into Butcher, but it ran into them like a couple of dungeons ago, and it was no problem. Hanged him, used only 2 potions. Damage is pretty sweet with this build. CC as well, I would say. Shadow is the build overall is not that bad when it comes to damage, but CC as well. Overall, pretty good for farming as well. I would need some movement speed. Modifiers, aspects, and whatnot, but nothing too crazy. We are only level 25 in the beta, so we can only do so much, right? And there are still some tweaks as well to improve on, especially aspects, higher damage numbers, and whatnot. But maybe some resource generation as well, because sometimes it can be pretty rough. It all depends how it aligns, how the stars align as well, sometimes. But if they do, it's not bad at all. This is mainly for built for farming elites, I would say. Single target bosses are not bad as well. But for that, I would need a specific aspect, which I don't have. That deals, you know, more damage to bosses that are unstoppable. Bosses are unstoppable, they have that status, which we don't have. Backpack is full, I believe. I was hunting one legendary for ages, but finally found it thanks to my boy Fame. He gave me that legendary. He had it. He's playing the Necromancer as well. He had it. Farmed, let's say, well over 200 legendaries aspects, and I never found it, and I still didn't find it to this day. So that legendary he gave me was on gloves. But in order for that legendary to have a higher multiplier, I would need it on my weapon. Or at least amulet, because on amulets it is 50% higher the damage, right? Or no damage, like overall aspects are 50% more effective on amulet and 100% more effective on weapons. But yeah, let's get to skills. There are many ways to go about this, or like put the points. It all depends, right? So we go with the Reap. This one is great for damage reduction. Basically, how we survive with this build is just damage reduction multipliers. So here is from Reap 15%. We have attack speed if the target dies within 2 seconds of hitting an enemy with Reap, which it always does on trash packs and mobs. We have Blight. It's great because of one aspect. Itself is not as effective, but I have it mainly for not only the slow here. That's not that good. If it's the aiming with Blight sometimes pretty goofy, but you deal more damage by 15% to enemies affected by Blight. And there are some aspects that spawn a Blight. The Reap is our main damage dealer, maxed out. I have nothing plus on my gloves for Sever, which is bad. Sever, I don't know what's the pronunciation. 4 damage here. I was going for a vulnerable heal here, but 20 essence cost, nothing that bad, nothing too crazy. But 4th deck, vulnerability for 2 seconds, nah. So the only thing this build is missing is vulnerability. We are skipping everything here. Yes, I know, no corpse explosion meta, no blood mist like everyone is playing. Nah. We're build different. Iron Maiden, the best skill you can get here. Not really for what it does. It's kind of meh for what it does, but this thing right here, this is our essence generator. The more mobs together, the better. You get 5 essence for each cursed enemy. Amazing, right? Second curse, Decrepify. Very good one. This one is slowing targets and the mobs deal less damage. So this, compared with the damage reduction on Reap, is amazing against bosses, just like Butcher. Easy tanking with Butcher with this. No barrier, no fortify on this build. You don't need that. There is a chance to stun the mobs, which is pretty good too. We have quite a lot of damage sources, I would say. So This is also instant killing mobs that are 10% below 10% life. This applies to elites as well. If they are 10% HP, you can just one tap them. Even with Reap, that does no damage almost, right? Next up, on Corpse Macabre, we have nothing but passives. This one, Corpse Tendril, is from a amulet, I believe. Pretty good, not too bad. You need to kill a mob though to cast it, so it's conditional. Don't really like conditional skills, passives and whatnot. So, but hey, we have one slot open for skill in the skill bar. Why not? Now we have movement speed by 5% when hitting a target with darkness skill, which is Reap, which is Sever, which is Blind. So if you want more zoomage, you can go for this one. 3 seconds though, nothing too crazy. Alright, this is more. When damage enemies with darkness skill, again, Sever, Blight, Reap, they take increased shadow damage from you, up stacking 3 times, so 18%, right? And then we have darkness skills deal bonus damage to enemies who are slowed, which is from Blight, and 9% bonus damage to enemies that are stunned from Decrepify. But because of this stun, we could probably put this point, 1 point from here away and put it in here. Because darkness skills have chance to stun target, and more next rank just you know, puts another second of duration for that, which we don't really need. We just need one hit to go through while they're stunned, right? To proc another 9%. Oh, also, we have this passive that increase damage to cursed enemies. You apply both cursed enemies and boom, 9% damage. And in here, I was debating whether to get. I tried Bone Storm. It seems nice in the tooltip, but it's not that good. Bloodwave, same story. Yes, there is a what's it called aspect for both Bloodwave and Bone Storm, which makes deal more shadow damage. Didn't like that. Army of the Dead. We are no summon build. The passives are interesting though. So not only this is more damage reduction. Reduced by 2% for each enemy. It's fine because we have no minions, so we have 6% for the first slot. You can have 18% damage reduction from this passive. Later on when we have more stat points. But also, this thing right here, sacrificing both warriors and mages increase the sacrifice bonuses by 20%. If we go into sacrificials right here, so always these two are actives or passives for minions, but these are the sacrifice bonuses. Great chance by 7%. Which we can amplify with that passive you just seen in the skill mastery tree. Non-physical damage for elemental attacks. You can change this in the boss if it's elemental damage, if you have problems with that. But this one is super nice. Even more damage increase. So the passives from the skill tree amplify this by up to 60%, but we only can reach 2 points, not 3. Like before this video, I had the points in here. 1 point here, 2 points here. I took away, 2 points from here, 1 point from here. And I put it right there. But I still think this is better. The more multipliers for damage, the better, right? That's how it goes. So yeah. For Reapers, I have this. I mean, for Warriors, I have a Reaper for more damage shadow. You can go with crit chance, especially with one passive I'll show in a second. I might actually go then. With mages, you can have maximum ascent, which is not bad. You can have more damage to vulnerability, which, oh, I was running vulnerability on Sever, that's why. But when you're playing in groups, this is better to get. And I was grinding with the boys, so they have vulnerability. This was better to get. This one is kind of meh. This one overpower damage. Overpower is only 3% chance to proc. This is bad, right? And Golems is only 1 now, attack speed, so you can even have this one increased too with that sacrifice bonus passive. So it's this. When it comes to items, let me take a look what we got. Right, so when it comes to Razors, you could put this on the ring, which I had before. But I decided to go for offensive perk, offensive aspect. So, but you could get this primary Razors with the heal. Heal pairs well with the pens, for example, here. You heal for life per second for each close enemy up to 46 per second, right? So that could be pairing pretty well. But if you're overhealing yourself, it doesn't proc this primary resource, so it's nothing that great, right? But we have, Blight, I was talking about that. Blight is pulling enemies together. But on top of that, our crits from Sever have a chance to spawn a Blight that deals bonus. We should probably put this aspect on Amulet, because on Amulets we have 50% increased effect of the aspect, or even two-hander to have a more chance to spawn the Blight, deal more damage, which is not bad. So we are spawning a blight here, that's why we should go for a crit strike. But I have an absolute Giga Chat rings here for a crit strike. I would say they're not too bad. When it comes to here, this is what I was talking about. I changed this offensive. I had this resource before, but I took this offensive one. So we want to stack up this core skill increase damage with Reap. Goes well with this passive as well, with resource. If you have maxed out Essence, your skills deal up to 60% damage increase, which is good. When it comes to weapons perks itself, we are looking for a core skill damage for Reap. Sorry, for Sever, and damage to close enemies since we're a melee. Overpower damage is not that great. Could be maybe like crit damage. That would probably the best sword. When it comes to gems, we go to crit strike damage to CC's enemies. You know, we have slow from blight, that's a CC. We have stun from the curse or from the passive shadow, that's a CC. We have corpse tendrils, that's stun, that's a CC. Now, another CC here, enemies afflicted by Iron Maiden have chance to be stunned for 1 second when they deal direct damage. That's exactly like this passive here for 1 second, but different condition. The Iron Maiden is for free. You can spam this, right? And it gives you essence for each enemy. Cool animation as well. Boots could be better. Movement speed here would be very welcome, as well as here we actually have here 5.5%. But yeah, it could come in handy here. Armor here, not bad, but all curse and corpse skills are very good. I like this amulet. For rings, you want to aim for crit chance and crit damage and close enemies damage too, which is like right here. You can even go with damage to slow enemies since we have slow non-stop. From here, the curse, the Corpify is non-stop slow, even on bosses. Actually, no, bosses are immune, never mind. But the aspect I was talking about on bosses, you would want to get the one where if the target is unstoppable, which bosses are, you deal more damage, but like 40%, it's very good. So with the heal on the pants, I went for I have stats on these pants, which is not that great. On low level, they don't scale as well. It's gonna be great on higher level. On the gloves, these are amazing. Shadow damage over time, which we have. Strength, Dex, and crit strike. Dex is here, crit strike, but 5% crit right here. Beautiful. If we upgrade these pieces, it will be even more. Now, this is the main aspect for this build that I did not have for the longest. This was my first dungeon with this aspect. But they deal increased shadow damage to enemies afflicted by both curses, which we already have running since the beginning. So you would probably want to have this on a two-hander or amulet again, right? To have more damage, more applicable multiplier, I mean. This one would be on two-hander. We would move this on the amulet for increased damage. There it is. On chest piece, damage reduction from a basic skill. So Reap is 15%, this is 25%. Boom. All of a sudden you have 40% damage reduction from only two. Well, from one skill, right? For 7.5 seconds. And Reap is for 2 seconds, but you weave in one Reap in between severs, so that's great. And then the blight I was talking about, I have +2 Iron Maiden here, not bad as well. Sadly on gloves, there is no +7 or blight, which could deal more damage. Also, blight is very nice multiplier as well. Since it pulls enemies together, it would be kind of good to put points in here. I might test out, put the points away from here and put them in blight, but I still think this is much better because it applies to all the darkness skills. So this is the skill tree. This is the gear. When it comes to gems, I would put my max life on the gear. We don't have Fortify, otherwise it would be blue gems. Jewelry, diamonds, increased resistance to elements is probably the best. Rotation, you wanna put both curses. You wanna put, blight to stack up mobs together. Go with the 1 Reap or 2 Reaps to attack to stack up the passive, and go with Sever. Again, 2 Reaps and Sever. But the mobs don't, they don't survive long enough for even proccing Reap. I don't proc Reap now. I just went with Sever. And this is not bad at all. And if you see more mobs coming after you or behind you, you don't plan to kill them, just drop Iron Maiden on them so you can replenish max bar of essence. Max essence could be good too. I might actually run that for some utility. Where was that? Instead of vulnerability and overpower. For solo, you would want to go with this. For solo, for sure. Vulnerability, like there is one is pretty good from Corpse Tendrils. It's right here. Enemies damaged by corpse tendrils are vulnerable 3 seconds, right? But you need a corpse, you need to kill target for this. But if you do sever, everything dies, then we're gonna apply this tendrils to. Elite that dies on the next hit. Well, classes that are no corpses. I know there's ways to spawn a corpse on the target. Let me see. There we go. That could be great synergy with Reap. I might actually, with this corpse tendril from Amulet, I might actually do it. I might put 1 point here. Reforms the corpse under the first enemy hit, right? And then you just spawn this. You stun them after Blight. That could be even better. There you go. There's the improvement. Just one passive right here. And there it goes. And that already, what I just said is has more value than the ultimates here. But yeah, this is my Necro build for open beta. This will be my second main. My main rhymes is Barbarian, Berserker Barbarian. Already we'll make a video about it as well. Already filmed it. Just need to upload it, make a thumbnail. Will be in the right upper corner, or it will be at the end of the stream. I mean video, not stream. But I stream every day on Twitch. I will be on Kick as well. The description will be stacked with those links. Thank you to Dirty Dan for supporting me in Patreon, my first Patreon member. So thank you for that. And until next time, you guys have a good one. And if you like this video, please consider commenting, subscribing, because I want to do this full time for D4 when it comes out. I love this game. I cannot wait. I spent so many hours on beta. Maxed out Druid under 6 hours. Barb maxed out, Rogue kind of, and Necro. Alright. Take it easy and see ya soon, hopefully.